The story of Atiku Abubakar.
The political life of Atiku Abubakar. In 1988, before Atiku left customs, Shehu Musa Yar'Adua, his political mentor, invited him to join politics. Atiku started attending meetings at Shehu Yar'Adua's house in Ikeja, Lagos, before leaving customs. In 1989, Atiku became the national vice chairman of the People's Front, PF. Atiku also joined the SDP after IBB disbanded the PF. In 1990, Atiku Abubakar declared to contest for governor of Gongola State on September 1st.
In 1991, I had contested for the primaries, under the Social Democratic Party for the governorship of Gongola State until it was split into Adamawa and Taraba State.
He ran against Bamanga Tukur of NRC. Just before the election, President Ibrahim Babangida created Adamawa State, ending the Atiku's bid for Gongola State governorship. In 1991, Atiku defeated Bala Takaya and others to win the SDP gubernatorial candidate for Adamawa State, and that was his second gubernatorial bid. President Ibrahim Babangida cancelled Atiku's primary election, disqualified Atiku from further participation in the election. Boss Mustafa became the SDP candidate but lost to Saleh Michika of NRC. In 1991, Shehu Musa Yar'Adua was allowed to contest again, but later President Babangida cancelled the election and banned Yar'Adua again, giving room for Atiku, then 46 years old, to contest for president, which was his first bid for the presidency of Nigeria.
Now, it wasn't that I was out to run for the presidency, but I was more or less drafted, by my political group or political family, and that is the Yar'Adua political group. And the reason why I was drafted was because, one, our main political leader, then the late Shehu Yar'Adua, was banned from contesting for the presidency.
In 1993, in March, Atiku Abubakar went to the Jos Convention contesting with Abiola and Babagana Kingibe for SDP presidential ticket. Atiku Abubakar stepped down for Abiola on the instruction of Shehu Musa Yar'Adua to become the Abiola's vice president, but Abiola chose Babagana Kingibe as his vice president eventually. In 1994, Atiku's and Yar'Adua's People's Front transformed to PDM, and Abacha didn't like it. He started hunting them. In 1995, Atiku proposed 8-point plan to the Abacha regime to restore democracy. In 1995, in March, Shehu Musa Yar'Adua was arrested and later injected to death in February 1997. Atiku fought for his release, but all in vain. Atiku was on his own. In 1995, there was an attempt to assassinate Atiku Abubakar. He had to go to exile to the UK and the USA. In 1998, Abacha announced another transition. Atiku joined UNCP to contest for governor of Adamawa State for the third time, but soon Abacha died. In 1998, there was another fresh start for Atiku Abubakar. Atiku's PDM group joined other groups to form the PDP. He was a founder and financier of the PDP in its infancy. The PDP's board of trustees zoned the presidency ticket to the south. Atiku stepped down his presidential ambition because of that zoning plan and went on to contest for the governor of Adamawa State for the fourth time as the governor of Adamawa State. In the same year, in December, Obasanjo declared Atiku as his running mate. In 1999, Atiku became the vice president of Nigeria. He served as Nigeria's vice president for 8 years. In 2003, the PDP governors wanted Atiku to contest for the president, but he declined to support his boss, President Obasanjo, who wanted a second term as president.
And then suddenly, the governors turned around to say no. They didn't want to allow Obasanjo a second term, and came over to me and said I should contest against Obasanjo. I said, look, the point is that we have already agreed that the presidency should remain in the South for 8 years. If I now run and then I beat Obasanjo, and then there is a protest from the South, and then there is a national crisis, they will say because of my selfish interest, that's why I brought about this crisis. I said no, let's allow Obasanjo to run, and after he runs, then it reverts to the North.
In 2007, Atiku wanted to be president again under the PDP, but Obasanjo supported Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, and Atiku Abubakar decamped to AC and contested for the president. Atiku Abubakar came third in the general election. In 2010, Atiku Abubakar announced his intention to contest for the presidency under the PDP again. In November, a committee of Northern elders selected Atiku as the Northern Consensus candidate over the former military president Ibrahim Babangida, former National Security Advisor Ali Gusau, and former Governor Bukola Saraki of Kwara State.
In 2007 or 2011, you mean now? Yeah, 2011. Here you had a situation where the presidency had moved to the north in the person of late Umaru Yar'Adua, and he died. And the vice president from the south took over. What I expected the vice president was to complete the term, of Umaru, and then allow the north to continue, enjoying the remaining 4 years as a rotational arrangement. But the president was adamant, and I decided to challenge him on that basis. I said, if you do that, you are going to disrupt this zoning arrangement. Therefore, the rotation of power between the north and south is going to be disrupted. And then you are going to also disrupt the zoning policy of the party, which is also in the constitution. So he didn't listen. He went ahead. Of course, not that I knew I was going to win, but I gave him a good fight.
In 2011, in January, Atiku lost to the incumbent President Goodluck Jonathan at the PDP presidential primary election. In 2014, Atiku and others formed the APC. He contested for the presidency for the 4th time and lost to Muhammadu Buhari at the Lagos APC primary election of the APC. In 2017, in December, Atiku returned back to PDP. In 2018, he declared for the presidency for the 5th time. Atiku won the Port Harcourt PDP presidential primary election. He defeated all the other aspirants and got 1,532 votes, 839 more than the runner-up, the governor of Sokoto State, Waziri Tambuwal. In 2019, Atiku lost to the incumbent President Buhari. Atiku Abubakar challenged the results in court, saying that he won the election based on the record from the INEC server. In 2022, in March, Atiku declared for the president of Nigeria under PDP. In 2022 again, in May, Atiku won the PDP presidential ticket with 371 votes above his opponent, Governor Wike of Rivers State. Few of the many presidential candidates stepped down for Atiku Abubakar, including the Sokoto State Governor, Waziri Tambuwal.
The story of Atiku Abubakar.